Viewers, the ongoing civil war taking place inside of the former state of Ethiopia. The Afar region, we were continuing to see a fairly aggressive activity by the Tigray defense forces, and we are also receiving some information that would indicate that the Tigray defense force could be making a move towards the far regional capital of Samra at the same time, looking to cut the main A1 road or the Djibouti road from Djibouti into the former state of Ethiopia to probably something that is in fact not occurring as we see. So first and foremost, the main area of military operation by the Tigray Defense Force is just to the east of Mekelle, just across the border into the far region, focused on seizing control of Abala, was essentially seized by the Tigrayan Defense Forces. There are some operation to south of Obama and obviously the north of Obama as well, but the areas to the north we are seeing Brahel and other areas to east of Brahel being taken by the Tigrayan Defense Forces. Now with that being said, we continue to receive some of these reports that many of the far regional security forces are in fact fleeing these areas after suffering several defeats in the area of Bath Brel and other areas of the Afar region just across the border. Now the problem with this the supposed move Samra and quite possibly severing the A1 or the Djibouti Ethiopian highway is a really lack of infrastructure and the ability of the TDF to make its way towards Samra and the great risk that could possibly occur if it did try to project itself out that far. So again, if we start from Samra and we when take a look at just in terms of how a bird flies and I will use kilometers so from roughly Samra and or the main Djibouti road, we will kind of follow this road here towards the some of the more recent area of operation where we're seeing the TDF operate and specifically near Abala. And if we go there, so we click there and we are looking at roughly again 220 kilometers. If we are not a kilometer person and we translate that to 137 miles from the security operation just across the Tigray Afar regional border, specifically when the area near Abala, so again 137 miles now. If this was in a different area, then obviously it would be definitely achievable. But if we look at this very closely and we will start with Samra and we will work our way towards Obama. These areas, in fact, are so again there are very few, if any, towns very flat, Eriteria very inhospitable, no areas to and take supplies, smaller towns or even bigger towns, or if needed, very spare at all to attempt to again. Forces were attacked by drones, fixed wing fighter aircraft, and again even with the Belarus formation utilizing strike aircraft that don't have precision guided capability, the ability to identify a convoy in this kind of environment is fairly easy. Again, a convoy is going to kick dust and you are going to identify it very quickly, and given the flat be able to attack in the open with rather ease, and obviously that becomes a bit more highly and again even more inhospitable as we continue up this route. And again it really does not large fighting force that would be needed to quit possible attack and seize control of Samra. So again I wanted to show you guys that, and again this roadway actually ends up further up north, and it then becomes even more desolate and difficult to transfer. So again I think some of these reports that we are hearing are very exorbitant, and I believe are probably a bit misinformed in terms of a TDF operation design. One to sever the Djibouti road and or seize control of Samra. So again I wanted to kind of try and put that at rest and temper expectation. And in terms of that sort of operation, especially seizing Samra with the main body of the operation again, just a few regiments the TDF taking place in taking part in the security operating both near Abala and Brahel further the north, but needless to say, it would appear that most of the objectives in terms of defeating some of these Afar security militias, regional militias, special forces militias, whatever you want to call them, in conjunction with the Eritrean military, were soundly defeated within the Afar regions, especially those forces that were located border, near to Tigray border. So that was the objectives, and I do not believe we are really looking at operation towards Samra, and even further more. I don't think we are looking at an operation that would move towards the border of Eriteria again. Same, so different bowl, very desolate environment, very difficult to move on Eriteria from this border area if they were so. And again, if they even did move to the border area through the far region, what would they do them? Meaning the Tigray Defense Force. So again, just really something that military speaking is very difficult to do. The operational art and given the abilities of supply or the inability to supply the Tigray Defense Force, the Afar region, and again I believe this is more of a sideshow to possible more property. The Western Tigray region specifically, that operation continues, and I talked about more about before, would be a multi-week, multi-month operation. To eventually look at the forces of the regional militias, the remnants of the loyalist formation, and again now here near as many of the loyalist federal forces in Western Tigray, as there are regional Amhara forces and Eritrean army forces, which again are prominently located in Humera, right? The Amhara regional parliamentary forces that has risen prominent during much of the conflict, and we are now hearing reports that some members of Fano are now starting to raid jails and lockups throughout the Amhara region in order to remove some of its individuals that have been created for a variety of crimes that were committed during some of the fighting that took place with when the Tigray Defense Force launched its operation into the Amhara region, and when that was occurring, some of these Fano parliamentary militia units took it upon itself to really kind of act in a more of a criminal mindset as opposite to a military mindset. In fact, some of those forces eventually caught and created by Amhara regional forces and specifically federal forces of the Beloist formation, and that has caused again a fracture between Fano and some of these federal forces, in which we are now seeing Fano really kind of operate against its own, if you want to say, in the Amhara region, by going after some of the jails and lockups and police station to free some of the those individuals that had been arrested after committing a crime such as looting and taking things that simply do not belong to them. Now, with that being said, the Miss has expressed a deep concern over the rise and growth of some of the Fano military forces and other parliamentary forces that indeed operate in the Amhara region. So, this is latest update about it. For more latest report, please subscribe my YouTube channel. Thanks for watching.